Recording is on.
Hey all, welcome to External Secrets Operator community meeting. First of all, thank you all for the presence. Just as always, we do have a code of conduct. Basically states that we should not be jerks. The code of conduct is available in our external secrets uh, docs. I'm going to link you here so you can all have it. As always, we are going through the agenda notes that are available in this link. So if you want to follow up or to add your own points, you can always do that. I would like first, before we start, to ask for any new joiners here if they want the first time joiners, if you want to present yourselves. Completely optional.
Oh, hi, I'm Dom. I just joined the beach team. I work for Engineer Better, and I'm under Gustavo's guidance in onboarding me onto this project, which I'm really excited to be a part of. Yeah.
That's awesome. So just recap, we're right now doing some intros for first joiners. Lade, I think it's the first time you're joining this meeting, right? You're on mute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
So yes, this is my first time joining this meeting. I'm just acting as a fly on the wall just to see what happens in this meeting. I think I've met all of you already, at least Moritz we met during the inception. So I'm not sure if I actually introduced myself. I just went straight to the inception. I work as a product manager with Engineer Better. Or Engineer Better was bought by Container Solutions, so we're still like all working together. And I'm mostly just helping out the team see how we can contribute to ES just via the beach project that we're doing. And that's mostly what I do so far.
Awesome. I just put some links here for our code of conduct and for the agenda notes that we typically follow for every meeting, Lade and Dom. The HackMD link is where the points that we're going to discuss are put. If you have any points you would like to discuss, feel free to add it and we'll run through them. So let's start with the non-technical points. Some of these points were added by Lucas, and he's not here yet, so I'm going to skip them so we can address when he is here. The first point that we have here is add Azure Key Vault as internally maintained.
Yeah, that was my point. That's one thing that I had in mind for a couple of time now, and because I think it's really important to have that internally maintained, because yeah, it's a product from a hyperscaler, and I think it's a very popular thing. And yeah, I think I would be fine if we can just add that to the internally maintained list of programs.
I agree, especially because the last maintaining activities that we needed to run on Azure Key Vault, it was us that actually did it. I think the original contributors are not having the necessary time to contribute to it. And since it's such a big provider, we can probably internally maintain it. Just a comments that I have, maybe we should have some end-to-end tests for it then, like have a Azure Key Vault setup, have an AKS cluster there, have some workload identity tests, just to have all of the internal providers on the same, I don't know, level of quality, because I think this will be the only one that we won't have any specific authentication and trend tests. And this.
Oh, sorry to cut you there, Gustavo. Just curious in terms of before you take on Azure Key Vault, when was the last time the maintainers did anything on that before you take that over? Just not saying no, but just asking you to consider if it makes sense, if it's something that the community continue to have time to maintain, and it's not just adding extra work that might not have time to maintain, or if it's yeah.
They did the original contribution. It was people from Amadeus. They kept maintaining it for a while, but then we needed to do some kind of code standardization. And we had, I wasn't completely involved, so I'm just saying history from reading some, I don't know, comment issues. After that, some of the features that Azure Key Vault did and was only implemented there was lost. And up to that point, it seemed like the contributors decided either to fork or to not maintain the code anymore. And then we needed to catch up for that feature. This was the get all secrets one. Maybe if Moritz or Lucas want to give a little bit of comment here, because I'm really just saying things from, I don't know, stitching GitHub issues comments together.
But what's the context? Why we're
We are currently on considering adding Azure Key Vault as internally managed. So the question here is that it is a provider that was maintained by community, by Amadeus people. So I guess is why, and if we are okay with taking, maybe we should probably reach them out just to say if they are okay as well before doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I think that makes sense. But I think you summed that up pretty well.
Yeah.
Again, only from GitHub comments. So
that's why it's important to have an open discussion. Yeah.
So we were just waiting for you to join, Lucas, so we can go to the first non-technical point of the agenda, add Kubernetes provider as internally maintained.
Yeah, I actually forgot that Azure was not internally maintained, but yeah, I think it makes sense. I don't know what you think, you all.
For Kubernetes?
Yeah, Kubernetes provider.
I
think it's easy to test. Yeah.
I don't even think about the feasibility to it. I like it to be internally maintained because I can see Kubernetes provider playing a role together with the secret sync of actually creating secrets to tenant clusters without tenant clusters having to have 0 credentials. So this is very powerful, and I love this idea. And have that internally maintained is also powerful.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but then we need to think about the end-to-end test setup. I think it would. I wrote on the docs that, not the docs, the notes, that I think it would be similar to Vault in a way. So setting up another cluster, or maybe just testing the same cluster that we are running the test. What do you think? But yeah, we need to think about that and design it and implement.
I know probably Rodrigo Martinez wants to be involved in that, Lucas. Maybe
Cool.
if you can reach him out, I can help with that.
Is he part of that group that we have on the CS Slack?
If he's not, I can add him, and then you can ping him. Okay?
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Next point, ping Carla and Katie regarding more info around CNCF Sandbox. I know you added this one, Lucas. I already did ping Carla this week. She didn't respond me yet.
Yeah, she's out. I think because she's very, very tired because of what the fuck is SRE. So she's back today, I think.
And one thing that I will do, in any case, next week on KubeCon, she will be there.
Nice.
So this is something that I will personally address as well, so we know it's going to go outside the Slack virtual barrier, I'd say.
Cool. Awesome.
Next point
and
is...
maybe Katie is there as well, and you can all talk.
Yeah, then it's going to be super awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Next non-technical point, YouTube/podcast update.
Yeah, I created an Excel document or Excel document in Google Drive. I'll put the link here, so if you want access, you can just request it. I put it in the shared drive that you, Lucas, I think it was you who shared that initially. I put it there, and then you can just maybe add something that you would like to see there. I just started yesterday in the evening to ping the first person, and I will keep like the current state updated there. So when I contacted that person or ask for feedback or whatever.
And we also have Daniel Hicks call, right?
Yeah.
Tech Talk that we're going to join.
Yeah.
Awesome to get more content. Congrats, Moritz. I didn't say it yet, so congrats for that. I am looking forward to see it.
When is it?
It's on the link chat. I'm not sure if you can see it. I will just put it again.
Okay.
Next non-technical point. This one I added. KubeCon get together. So KubeCon EU is happening next week. Some of us are going there. So I think and it's already something that we will be discussing. We should get together. Everyone that is attending to KubeCon EU, we are going to put some information on External Secrets Slack on when we can actually get to know each other. So if anyone is watching, have a nice story around ESO, please join us because we would love to hear it. And we will probably give away some swag. This is a preview. Cool,
Thanks.
huh?
So
This is still the darker blue.
are all of them printed already?
They are. I need to fetch them. I'm going to do that this afternoon, Brazil time, and take a look at the quality as well. But yeah,
Cool.
we are going to have swag. So
Awesome
please,
stuff.
please join us.
Officially on open source project now. We need
We always
t-shirts.
were. Yeah, we need t-shirts. Okay. Having said all of the non-technical items, going for the technical ones. The first one that I have is actually a request for information. I really just like to know your opinion. When we were developing the secret... Oh, sorry, Lade, you can go first before I go to this topic.
Yes, sorry. I was trying to see how I can add points to the non-technical bits, but I'll figure out that one later. I was looking at the question I asked earlier on about adding ESO's vision to the README, and I was following the PR that's created, and we said that we should add it to the docs instead, and I'm fine with that. But I had to follow up to find out if that was done, or if between the three of you, Moritz, Lucas, and Gustav, if you wanted to refine the vision to make it less redundant a bit before adding that to the README.
Regarding the action, it's on me to put in the docs. I didn't have the time to do it, but I can probably do by the end of this week and have it the way it is on the docs.
Okay.
Now, regarding the text of the vision, I will personally skip because I think I am biased in my opinions. So if Lucas and Moritz wants to join.
Yeah, we can have more maybe refinement sessions, or should we just interact asynchronously on it? I don't know.
We can act asynchronously on it. Is there if it's on the docs, is there a way to drop comments to on the docs just to like ask, okay, then everyone can do that. I can put it on the docs and then suggest like improvements on it on the doc.
Okay.
Does
And
our
that should
doc
be fine.
support comments?
Oh, not on the docs, right? But on the pull request.
Okay, then on the pull request, because it's still open, so I'm guessing you could drop how you think it should be refined in there.
Yeah, well, maybe what we can do, I can prepare the pull request to have the initial version on the docs. This pull request can go through the docs, and then we create another pull request updating the docs. So, and then we can iterate over it afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. But yeah, this action is on me, Lade, and I didn't do it yet.
No problem.
So going for the technical items, this is more a request for information. When we were coding the secret sync, the very basics of the secret sync, so the very basic CRD, the very basic set secret interface method, we came to a scenario that I wanted to discuss with you. In the future, we actually could have secret stores that are write only and secret stores that are read only and secret stores that are read write. So secret stores that we can fetch but not push. The other way around, you get the full picture. This is something that we are already considering to change on the secret store, as is the code that we have. We already created this change. It would be something like a secret store capability. So we can set the secret store to either be read only, read write, or write only. Right now, we are binding this capability to the fact that the set secret method is implemented or not. But this is something that we could even further evolve afterwards if we happen to have a provider that we want only to be a sync, not a source.
So that's a CRD change as well?
that is a CRD change. On the secret store, it is adding us, currently is adding us new status field, which is the capability.
Okay. Status?
Maybe it should be spec, but the idea is that the provider should define if that secret store is available for read write, and in the sense of implemented level. That's the way that we currently developed it.
Okay, so it's for the tracking the state whether it's implemented or not to allow users to
Yes,
restrict specific actions on a
yes.
store. So because then you could create a read-only store and a read-write store to allow users to either write or read-write.
Yeah, I
So
don't
that's
think
not
we
the
need to
intention.
do. Yeah, the intention is not to do that. I think we can do that with role-based access control.
Yeah.
So this is not needed. The idea is that eventually one provider, new provider that someone will create, will by default not allow to, I don't know, read from it, only create on it. I cannot even think about that, but this is something that maybe adding a capability there on the secret store to actually make verbals to users what this secret store can do. So when they do kubectl get, I don't know, a secret store from GCP, which is the first one that we're going to create a feature, they can see read write. But if they do get secret store HashiCorp Vault, which still has not implemented methods, they can see read only.
Okay, I see now. So it's basically like a
Feature
for
gate.
the user, so they can see what the secret
Yes.
store can do.
So
Okay.
and another column on the status of the
Another
resource.
column of the status of the resource. Exactly.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. That was my first point. So we're going through the right direction, Martin and Dominic. Awesome for us.
Good. We didn't waste 2 days.
So next point is Flux Argo E2E tests failing.
They're not failing.
Sorry, it's the next one. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the next one. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that this pull request is ready for review. There basically just we add 2 more end-to-end test suites that test the integration with Flux and the integration with Argo CD. Yeah, so please take a look. So the gist of it is that I guess the most important change is that we test that we can install CRDs and that the circuit controller and like all the stuff behind that actually works and updates the CRD and the webhook and then after that, once that is finished, that we can verify that we can create external secret resource and that they are able to sync with I think it's with a fake store or something like that. It's pretty basic. Yeah, so just please take a look if you have some time for it. It's quite large, I guess, but yeah.
Lucas, can you take this one?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So when we run, here it says that it runs all the suits, but when we run the managed one, it also runs this, or only the normal ones?
The managed ones only run the provider suite.
Okay. Okay, makes sense.
Thank you, Chu. Thank you for reviewing, for volunteering. I'm self-volunteering, remote volunteering. Thank you for accepting the volunteer job to review the PR, Lucas.
No worries.
Next point is AWS CLI end-to-end manage AWS failure. Okay, this now is the...
Yeah, the thing is that the end-to-end test, like the managed end-to-end test for the AWS provider, they fail currently. I noticed that when I was testing the before mentioned pull request. The thing is that that's an issue related to the API version inside the kubeconfig file, and it was already fixed on the AWS CLI side, but unfortunately, this change hasn't been rolled out yet in the GitHub Ubuntu instances. So we have to wait. Once they have updated, then the issue will go away. So if you see some failure related to the AWS managed end-to-end suite, then yeah, you can probably ignore it. So if you see something like the API version misdeprecated or something like that, then yeah, you can just ignore it.
This goes with the same line of the Google gRPC bumps. So two dependabot bumps that we currently have, we cannot not actually merge it because they are not compatible with the way that controller gen works. The fix in the controller gen side, controller gen tools, I think, the one that we use to generate the CRDs. The fix on their side is already implemented, but they haven't released the code yet. So we're still using the latest version, 0.8. I believe when they release 0.9, after we have Dependabot updated, actually, we don't even need Dependabot to update it. After they release 0.9, we should be able to rerun this end-to-end test, and they should work. As of right now, this is like a code break that happens when you try to run even unit tests, because we cannot generate CRDs. Basically, approving these PRs makes us not be able to generate CRDs, which doesn't seem like the best idea in the world. The code itself would still work, so I think it's just better we wait a little bit, and if it takes too long, we can start to look for some actions there. Cool. Next point that I have is a little bit optional. It's technical as well, but since we have like 6 minutes, I was discussing today with Serdar, another very high-skilled engineer at Container Solutions, and he was trying to tackle the issue regarding conversion webhooks for providers. He was trying to understand mainly the issue. So the issue is basically that currently we have a conversion webhook for the whole secret store, right? And if one single provider, and this conversion webhook, the way it's coded is like unmarshal from JSON, remarshal back to JSON. If a single provider needs a specific breaking change, there will be like hundreds of lines of code that needed to be done just to implement this single breaking change. The idea of the issue is to split this and have like a conversion kit, a convert to and a convert from per provider. And when I was talking with Serdar about it, he pointed that this can cause us to go to version hell if we start to try to tackle multiple provider versioning as a whole. So one of the things that he suggested was for us to get in touch with KEDA. So KEDA is Kubernetes Event-Driven Autoscaler. It's an autoscaler that works with a lot of sources. And these sources, they are normally community maintained. So similar to our secret store concept, they have like a target concept, a source concept. So the idea is try to see how in the future we are going to go with the providers versioning. Maybe after we have the 1.0 version available, so after we get to GA, just to be sure we can actually safely allow providers to upgrade, to create breaking changes, etc. Even from a community point of view. Not sure if I was clear here.
Do we have an issue for that?
We do. It's like low priority issue because we do not have any breaking change we need to address. But this was one of the issues that came out from the conversion webhook story. Since the story was already big, this was something that I knew was missing and that we needed to address somewhere. Probably if I search for conversion. It's 912. I'm going to put in the docs. Where is the optional thingy? There you go. It's on the HackMD, and I'm also putting the link here. It's really an issue that the reason of this issue is that the code for the conversion webhook wouldn't actually work from a practical point of view, not from working point of view, if we actually needed to change even a simple thing in one provider. So the idea is that we need to eventually address that. There are several ways that we can do it. The hardest way would be actually to have provider CRDs and then version them independently. But I'm not sure if we want to go through this route, especially because maybe we want to drop the conversion webhook just as soon as we get to 0.6, because we can then kill v1 alpha 1 and all the conversion webhook things associated to it. That's the main point, like to have kind of an idea and the possibilities to go to. If we want to have a more vivid, long-term conversion webhook implemented, we need to address that. If not, we can just bail this issue and create a new issue to kill the conversion webhook once we get to 0.6.
I understand the problem, but I'm not sure if I can discuss this early. I don't know.
We can discuss it next community meeting, and then we can I'll take time to figure out. It will also give me and Serdar time to actually meet up with the KIDA guys, KIDA folks, so we can have even more context on it, on what other projects, similar projects, are doing.
Cool.
I think it's a good spot. It rings something that needs to be addressed and definitely discussed with larger context. Because I just had a look at KEDA, and they also have a lot of providers there, so something to hopefully to learn from.
If we implement the plugin thing, like external providers, how would this impact that?
It would take the responsibility out of us. Each provider will need to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems like a large discussion.
I guess to have a good foundation for a discussion, we first need to document all the options that we have on the table, and then with that input, we can probably can have a discussion about the trade-offs.
Again, I don't even think that is something that we need to be working right now. I just wanted to bring awareness. This is something that, for me, it makes sense for us to tackle after we get a first version on GA, because then the project can, for me, the obvious next goal would be to make it versionable, compatible, friendly, so people can create new features or change or deprecate features properly. And provider currently is a time bomb on this go after 1.0.
Yeah.
So for now, I'm just bringing awareness, saying, yeah, things are going to be fun in the future.
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone has any other points? Everything good?
Good.
Awesome.
Nice. Good to see you guys.
Thank you all for joining this meeting. We are just on spot for time. That's a first time for me. Cool. Enjoy.
Okay.
And see you in the Dan Hicks presentations if you're going there.
See you.
Bye.
Cool.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.